Okay, next we're going to talk about special revenue drivers, pass-through revenue, cost-plus revenue, and percentage of completion revenue. So when I work with these special revenue drivers, I like to open a new Excel sheet, go into my task list, and because of the interaction between multiple web forms, I like to download my standard revenue web form, my standard expense web form, and we're going to be talking about special revenue drivers. So let's start with the pass-through revenue driver. And to see the results of what we're doing, I like to open the Input and Adjust Calculated Values web form. Now, SmartView will remember the cost center that I'm on. So on your very first sheet, if you select the right, or the cost center you're going to work with, you don't have to do it for the other sheets. So in this scenario, or we have two main scenarios, we can pass through an account value, or we can use an account quantity to drive a value we're going to pass through. So the simplest example is just taking an account, say our travel and entertainment, give it a P of 1 and a markup of 100%, and that'll pass through the actual travel and entertainment expense as pass-through revenue. So we'll take a quick look. You don't have to have actual expenses to set up this driver. I guess that's kind of the point of it. So I can look on my expense sheet if I want to see what my travel and entertainment expenses were. Okay, and I've got some here, so I want to pass that through. Now I've already set this up for, in the interest of time. So I added a pass-through revenue driver, SmartView add row. You have to pick an account. In this case, I picked travel and entertainment. And then you have to pick a driver number, and I just picked the first pass-through driver. It is worth noting that we do have drivers set up for pass-through. So here they are. You need to pick one of these guys. It really doesn't matter which one you pick. They're just ordinal. So I've already done that here. And when I want to select my account type, it is, account value, pick the account. So I did that. I hit submit. I got a nice green box. And then it says, okay, what account you want to pass through? I picked travel and entertainment. It's that easy. Then I came over here, my P is 1, and then here is where I need to put something in here. It's called markup. So initially I thought, well, I'm not marking this up, I'll leave it blank. If you leave it blank, you get nothing. So 100% passes it through as is. If you want to pass it through with a 5% markup, you just do 105. It's that simple. Now I'm going to demonstrate a more sophisticated option. We're going to take, in this scenario, minutes that we know for every minute there is a cost, an IVR cost. So to do this, I want to double check my revenue drivers. There are my minutes. They are associated with external revenue, and it's driver 1 are the minutes I want to pass through. I want to pass through my comprehensive support minutes, 2 million of them. I come over here to my pass-through revenue driver web form. Remember, that's this guy here. And in this scenario, I want to select for driver type. Well, first let me show. Well, it's a little nonsensical, but I'm going to put this pass-through cost in my consulting subcontractor expense account. I've selected pass-through driver 1. Remember, it's driver number per account combination, so we can repeat the use of driver 1. If we have a second driver, we would do driver 2. But let's get back to the point here. The driver type is existing driver quantity. Then pick the account and driver. After you submit this, the box will turn green and it'll then ask you, okay, which account? So we are using external revenue volume recurring, and it's driver 1. I then have the opportunity to identify the resource if I wish. We have unknown in here, but if you see your actual resource name, select it. And then over here, I've got a few more items I have to select. How many of these resources go per transaction? So I've got an IVR resource that's associated with minutes. How many? I'm saying in this case it's 0.01. Then what's the cost or rate? 5 cents. And just like the other scenario, I need a driver markup of at least, well, I need a driver markup greater than 0 or blank. So if I'm passing it through, with just this math involved, I would put in 100%. So I'll walk through this. Okay, I'm saying 0.01 of driver 1's quantity, 2 million. So I'm starting with 2 million. 2 million times 0.01 is 20,000. The cost is 5 cents. 20,000 times 5 cents is $1,000. And I'm passing it through as is with a markup of 100%. Okay, let's see the results of what we did. We went to the input and adjust calculated values. We did a refresh. I'm going to quickly freeze my pane here. I'm looking at my pass-through revenue. Where is it? Right here, this row. And we've only been working with the month of August, so I slide to the right. And I have 1,794, which if I go back to this sheet, I have $1,000 here. And where's the 794? There's my 794, and actually on the sheet it gives me a total as well. So that completes the overview of pass-through revenue drivers. Cost plus works exactly the same. The only difference is you're directing the revenue to a cost plus revenue account. So I've got similar scenarios in here. You take an existing driver quantity. You can take an existing account value, in this case hardware maintenance, pass it through. Same, a P of 1, you always need a markup. Here where I select a quantity, I need to figure out, the resources per, the driver rate. In this case here, I have a driver rate of $450. So exactly the same. Let's go back to our results and let's look at, here's cost plus revenue. And we see we have successfully created $15,900 of cost plus revenue.